Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Global Diamond Broker Hard Truth Podcast, episode 76.
76. How come you always say the episodes and then I repeat it right after?
I know, I was going to say.
76 is a lot of episodes.
I'm your host, GIA Judy, and this is my lovely co-star.
Star? I'm a star now? I used to be a host. I will be a star. I'm coming on. You know, the number one feedback we get now that the jewelers have left me alone because they know I know much, much, much more than them. And
You're
the comments when I make
humble
them,
as well,
I have not had. Well, you know, I'm a student of the industry. I know people on the very, very inside of the industry. I've represented mines. I've opened chain stores. I'm probably the most efficient, and by that I mean with an understanding of the industry, and most multifaceted, get it?
No pun intended.
No pun intended, person in the diamond industry today. And I've employed De Beers employees who, after 20 years of working for De Beers, I know this business. And if anybody wants to mess with me on points,
Like the guy in the jacuzzi this morning.
please bring it.
Anyways, what were you going to say? You said, the most comments I get
Are
Now
how
that the-
trustworthy I am. My posts.
What about me?
Well, they don't really see enough of you because you're a coward to do this alone. Right? You
Okay,
need
true,
me
true.
in this chair beside you.
Because we're a team.
No, but that's not even it.
There's no
I would
I in
love it
team.
if you did your own
There's
post.
no
You
I
were
in
very
team.
good at it, but we were already talking about beautiful woman
Okay,
issues.
you know
this
what?
morning.
What it is? I'm a perfectionist, and so I have to have everything nailed down to the T.
Really?
Whereas you can
Perfectionist is not the word I would have thought of.
Okay. Anyways,
Okay. So what
whereas
what
you can just get
perfectionism
behind the
does-
camera and you can just run your
What
mouth.
perfectionism does is set up fear. And fear is your issue. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of not having enough. Fear of... Anyway, we were having this long talk about beautiful women this morning, and I've really come to resent them.
Really?
Them. Yeah. Like,
Oh my God.
like it's a form of insanity all on its own. Okay? Am I allowed to talk like this? So to all you beautiful women out there, please stay away from me. I've had enough. And when you own diamond companies and you deal in the most beautiful diamonds in the world, you get more of that attention than I got in the jacuzzi this morning. I was, what did I
Women,
call
do
it?
yourself a favor and don't come near this
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Okay.
It's I should come with a warning label.
Yeah.
But I got cruised this morning in the jacuzzi and the steam and the sauna after my workout. If you haven't seen my fitness level, please go. What?
Please
At
go
Colin
check out
David
my
Ferguson
personal
on
Instagram.
Is that what you just said? Did we just jinx?
Yeah. You owe me a
Ow,
Pepsi.
jeez. Ow.
Actually, a Coke Zero now.
Now, that makes 76 podcasts in a row where you've had to touch me for one reason or another. And
I wouldn't call it
think you
touch. I
need
would call
to
it
move
hit.
beyond that.
I would call it hit.
See, I would call it assault. Although this time you didn't leave your handprint in me.
Yeah.
Remember the FedEx boy you got all
Okay,
excited
we don't need
about?
to talk about the FedEx boy now. Okay.
Anyway, it's the holiday season. We're having a little bit of
It's
fun
the
here
holiday
this
season.
morning. We just did the post yesterday, if you haven't seen it, about me doing crazy things during the holiday season, like showing up on people's decks on Christmas morning to make giveaways.
You know, now that I look at you, you do resemble a little bit of Santa Claus.
Why?
You know.
Oh, yeah, that's me for sure. Full-blown abs these days, girl. Those days are gone. See, here's what happens with
I don't
me.
have to tell you to
When
suck
you
in
make
as
fun
much.
of me,
I don't have to tell you to suck in as much in the videos as I
That's
used
'cause I have
to.
abs.
Yeah.
Please, have I mentioned at Colin David Ferguson?
Oh my God.
So, but let's talk about this holiday season, and let's talk about our jewelry. And we deliver right up until the 24th, by the way. So you can always contact me, and we will, or us, and we will certainly do our best to deliver. But when we talk about this thing about prices that defy comparison, this is a whole new paradigm in the diamond industry. The old industry is gone forever. And I'm using the forever term on purpose because this mind side of the industry that's out there lying their faces off, and I'm sorry, I don't have another word for it, lying their faces off about what's happening with lab-grown diamonds. The only diamonds that are falling in value are the diamonds that have come out of mines because of the fact that it's been a controlled, manipulated marketplace by the legendary, iconic diamond company. And please don't take this as a slur on the company, because what they've done as a corporation,
It's just the truth.
is incredible. It's the truth. Well, yesterday they announced that they're going to be cutting back their operating costs by $100 million US dollars. Okay,
US
that's
dollars.
a 1 and 9 zeros.
Actually, it's 8 zeros.
Yeah, but you'd be wrong.
100 million.
Oh yeah, you're right. 8 zeros. And that's the first time
why
you've
did that
gotten
feel
a math. That's a math thing. Like, what the hell?
Okay, that was
Okay,
the word.
that was
There you
lame.
go.
Okay, that was math.
You know
but
how I
yeah.
know that? Because when I was editing the video yesterday, I kind of Googled it.
Oh, did you? But it's $100 million US dollars. It's crazy, you guys, to think that this is what's going on in the industry today. The two top people, I talked about this, I think, in the podcast last week, have left, what I think to a certain degree, and I said this in a post yesterday, is like rats scurrying off the sinking ship and into the water. Their top marketing person, their top person in the company have all given their resignations because it's a new world in the diamond industry. We have a Russian story this morning, quite a sad one. But
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So yesterday, an article came out announcing that 3 mine workers at the Rosa mine in Russia have died due to a methane leak.
Yeah.
And now they're being criminally charged for it.
Rosa is. Well, but the diamond industry getting criminally. First of all, Rosa is the De Beers of Russia. Okay, like that's who they are. They are the organization that manages all the diamonds out of Russia. And let me say this to the families of. I don't think that was it. There, I think it was the laptop. Oh. Okay, just so I know you struggle with this sort of thing these days, but. We want to extend our condolences to the friends and certainly the family of anybody who passed away. But look, why, if this company has all these sanctions, G7 sanctions against them in the United States, why are their mines open? I mean, these are blood diamonds.
Isn't it because they ship the diamonds to be cut in India? And then because they get transformed so much, the diamonds themselves, they are no longer considered Russian diamonds.
But that has now been upgraded in terms of the not embargo. What's the term that they use in the industry for this? Sanctions,
yeah.
To stop it. Mm-hmm. But they're in there.
They're still
and
there.
And this is the history of this industry. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't it police itself? Why didn't it stop the blood diamond in the early 80s? The famous movie, if you watched it. It's a true story, and that stuff still goes on today. Why didn't the industry itself stop child labor? Right? We know it still goes on, but they let it go on for the sake of the dollar. Why mine and destroy the environment? Like, it'll be interesting. We've had criminal charges against De Beers here in northern Canada because of the fact that they were allowing mercury to, and now we have this Rosa situation.
It's 2024. There should be no reason people are losing their lives to mine diamonds anymore.
That's right. That's exactly right. The ethical, environmental, and certainly the economic impact because this is an industry in crisis. And, whatever you want to read or believe, all you need to do is look at the company that started it all, that controls it all, De Beers, and see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. We've reported on the stockpiles of diamonds. Now, here's the thing for us. We deal directly with the mines. We deal directly with the cutters. The winner is ultimately going to be you, because we're going to provide you with the most beautiful diamonds and diamond jewelry in the world at prices that literally defy comparison. Next year, you're going to see the launch of our brand Rare Rock, and this is simply going to be the most beautiful diamonds in the world. Mm-hmm. Visually and technically, and with transparent pricing. And so the industry is compelled to change, and it's changing. And when I see all the lying going on, and I don't have another word for it anymore, I have to be candid with you, they're lying. Mm-hmm. We had a fellow, and you weren't here, but Pamela and I, hi Pamela, had a fellow on from New York yesterday where he was explaining to us how some jeweler had explained to him that because they're making so many lab-grown diamonds that the price is going to fall out the bottom of them. And look, it ain't falling out the bottom. There's no... And that natural diamonds appreciate in value, and gave him... blew this smoke up his rear end about the... Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Blew smoke up his rear end about the fact that, if they have children, they can give their diamond to... It's the lie has got to stop. Mm-hmm. There's no secondary market. You're buying one thing. You're buying beauty. The only return, the only currency is beauty. I've been becoming quite evangelistic about this stuff. I don't know if you've noticed.
I've noticed.
Right? But that's it. It's enough. It's time for the lies and the bullshit to stop.
Agreed.
I think I'm becoming more Joe Rogan-esque. And by that, I mean, I watched him do an interview yesterday, and, he just calls it the way it is. Mm-hmm. Right? And so that's what I'm calling it the way it is.
The cold, hard truth is what you're getting.
It's an industry that has lied to you for a very long time. People have known about the lie, but because they romance the stone so well, they've gotten away with it. There's no economic investment for you in a white engagement diamond. If you want to spend a few mil on a super rare, we just had the one of the most expensive diamonds sold ever.
Type 2A, right?
Pardon me?
The Type 2A?
No, it was the blue diamond that just sold at auction for $44 million US dollars.
Oh, I thought you meant one that we
the
sold.
Most... Well, the one that we did, but I've done several over my career.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Right, that's just the most recent. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But did I recommend not owning that stone to the client? Right? A beautiful Type 2A, which means no nitrogen, which means, we recommend D colors. The reason we do it is the diamond's transparent. These are the most beautiful and sought after in the world. And my client came to me and said, I want a D color, I want flawless, I want mined. Mm-hmm. And I'm very careful not to call them natural because no one can tell the difference. So we got it for him, and here we are. I said to him at the time, don't get it. Be careful about buying this.
But then wasn't it after that he was like, dang, I should have gotten the
That's
exact same
exactly
product
right.
for a fraction of the cost.
That's exactly
So he had a little bit of, I guess you could call it buyer's remorse.
Well, has he? I don't think so, because he can certainly afford a stone like that. It's extremely expensive for most people. But it's the most beautiful. Mm-hmm. And he can have consolation in that because, look, all you have to do is Google a little bit about the crash of the natural or what we call the mined diamond industry. You can Google either one, and you'll see very quickly what's happening. There's stockpiles of them. There's more than know what to do with. And, one of the things I'm good at is connecting the dots. And just connect the dots. Everybody's running away from De Beers right now because they don't want to be there when it collapses. Mm-hmm. De Beers is building a $100 million laboratory in Oregon to call their lab-grown diamonds,
American made.
American made. And so, the writing's on the wall. And it was funny because when we talk to these guys, I'm extremely progressive. I read every single day of what's going on in the industry. We check prices. We started, and we'll do this again this week, is to post the prices in the marketplace that the retailers are charging.
The top three.
The biggest retailers in the world
Yeah.
compared to our prices. And when we did it this week, it was lab-grown diamonds. I'm going to talk about mine diamonds and our position on them. But it was lab-grown diamonds, and it was that someone texted back or wrote me a note and said, this is because you quoted the other ones are natural diamonds. And I said, well, no, they're not. Right? They're all lab-grown, and they're
The
charging
numbers are so compelling.
3 times our prices for the exact same product. And it's the exact same product. In some cases, because
Exact
how the
same
industry
grade.
is set up, you don't want to turn the volume down on that,
I
do you?
probably should.
Or is it your phone again and I'm being blamed?
Nope, my phone's dry.
Look at
Nothing's
that.
happening.
So I mean, there you go. Certainly you can go on to the big 3 are James Allen, where you'll be lucky if you get the quality they say it is. Remember, if it's IGI, you must ask them why, because IGI is a lie. And people say, how are they different? Well, they're not graded the same. So what's a D at the GIA, the most sophisticated laboratories, the most respected certification in the world? It's accurate. The standard is 2 or 3 grades off.
So what you're probably getting is an F color.
No, what you're getting is in the rear. Is that wrong? You're getting screwed, okay? It's made for them. I've had it. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of the lies being perpetuated and people not understanding exactly what's going on. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Am I allowed to say Christmas?
You should stick to your diamond career and not singing.
I almost had a career as a...
Really? Because, guys, was that a little bit off key?
Not at all.
It was very off key.
How would you know?
Because I'm a singer.
Right? How would you... See, this is pretty girl power again. You know something about singing? I've
sure
heard
do.
your singing.
You told me I'm a talented woman after you heard
But
me
I blow
singing.
smoke just as much as the industry does.
So clearly you're not the most truthful person.
Here's one. This 3-carat vivid yellow. Did you see the latest pictures?
Nope.
I had it moved. Look, one of the things you got to understand about our pricing is we're direct, okay? So right now we had a client, and once diamonds get into North America, they're much, much more expensive than how we acquire them. And almost 98, 99% of them wait till they're in North America. We buy from the sources. And so this particular diamond is a 3-carat VVS. Fancy vivid yellow. And so what we did before we do it, we vet our diamonds more than any other company in the world. So when you go to these online companies, they never see them. And as we've talked about, you can have certification that says 2 diamonds are identical, but they're not. They're completely different in terms of the beauty in the diamonds. And this is what we have right now. And so we vet them. And so this diamond was in India. It's a 3-carat VVS Vivid. The least I could find that stone for out of laboratories in North America was in the and the reason I talk about this, white diamonds we do ourselves. We don't have any middlemen in our white diamonds. We produce them in India. We have not taken on the absolutely vast challenge of natural fancy colored lab created fancy colored, because I've never felt that they look as real, authentic. Okay, so we just stared away from them. There's a couple of companies in the world who have focused on this,
but there's very few
who are getting the colors right. And this is one of them. So what we do is before we accept the stone on behalf of our client, we send it to our office in India, and we have them vet the stone. And these are fifth, sixth generation families that we work with directly and have established partnerships with. And we vet the stone through there. And here's what they got back, because I know you really adore this client. The client's in San Francisco, and she's adorable, so I get that. But they said a couple of things. They sent another picture, and they said the stone, the make of the stone is perfect. The color is perfect.
Wow.
They think it's absolutely stunning.
It's a Metsia.
Well, it's a Metsia based on the price.
Why are you laughing?
It's just funny to hear you say Metsia. Metsia is a better than a good deal. It's a blessing. So, yeah.
It's a Yiddish word.
Yeah, it's a Yiddish word, which a lot of the terms that are used in the... Do you remember what it is when you shake hands to make a deal?
Mazal.
Mazal, that's right.
Gosh, I'm such a great
Look at you.
student.
What a great student.
You know, I remember that because our dear friend at one of the largest colored
diamond companies in the world.
He taught us that.
Well,
taught me that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay. I had taught you that.
Okay.
You just, okay. Anyways. But yeah, and so the stone's on its way, and it's beautiful.
Perfect.
It's perfect. So we go the extra mile for every single one of our clients every single time. And you're going to hear a lot of this in the new year now, because we've become so successful at what we do in terms of our acquisition, our elimination of middlemen, and keeping overheads low so the value is passed on to our clients, which, by the way, is what a true diamond broker does. Right? We're not the retailer. We don't have hundreds of people working for us in back rooms and spending millions and marking up 3 times our prices to be able to afford it. And they're diamonds. We're brokers. So this is where jewelers come to get their diamonds. And speaking of that, how many jewelers in the world today want to buy their diamonds from us?
Too many. We can't even keep up.
We can't keep up. Right? We just can't keep up. And so yeah, it's an exciting time for us, and I hope it's an exciting time for you this holiday season. But I've got to go back to being like Santa's little helper now. Well, no, I'm more like... No,
You're like the Santa.
Huh?
You're like the Santa.
Like skinny Santa? Is that what you said?
Santa on a diet.
I've leaned out a lot, eh? I'm still 255 pounds. If you go to at Colin David Fergus... I'm pathetic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty pathetic. Anyway, when you ask how I do it, people always say, "How are you so fit?" You know what I tell them?
Fucking work out?
Well, I don't swear like that, potty mouth.
Oh.
I exercise. I exercise. The industry lies. I'm sorry. I hate saying it. It's my industry. But their conduct and their behavior has been absolutely disgusting as far as I'm concerned. Now, I forgive those who just don't know better, but the ones who are perpetuating the mess, especially the one about it being some sort of financial investment for your family, the prices go up every year because they raise the prices every year. But your diamond doesn't go up in value, and it's hard for people to understand this. Like, ask your financial investor if it's a good financial investment. That's a good one, right? Ask them. It's one of the worst ones there is. Look, now having said that, there's a return. She sticks her finger out and has the brightest, whitest, prettiest diamonds in the room.
Or she sticks her neck out.
Or her ears. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Anyway, look, that's it. That's number 76. Do you feel like we're getting a little flat these days with the...
Is that how you feel?
Ow!
Why did you look
What'd you hit
down?
me for?
Because you looked down.
At
As you
what?
said flat.
Oh my God. A beautiful woman like you?
Okay, anyways, I don't
Is
feel...
that really what you just thought?
Yeah. Wow. I'm going to do an instant replay of your face.
Wow.
Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Wow.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm not sure. That was a bit... Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
I don't think we were flat.
I don't think you should even say that word anymore. It could become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
PTSD. Okay, see you guys next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week for 77.